The modern rivalry between Israel and Iran is a defining feature of Middle Eastern geopolitics. Although they have never engaged in a declared war, their antagonism profoundly impacts regional stability. The ongoing rivalry between Israel and Iran has significant implications for global security. Before the 1979 Iranian Revolution, Israel and Iran had relatively friendly relations. Both nations acted as non-Arab entities in a region primarily composed of Arab states. The Islamic Revolution in 1979 fundamentally changed Iran's relationship with Israel and the West. Since 1979, Iran has refused to recognize Israel, advocating for its dissolution. Iran supports groups such as Hezbollah and Hamas. Israel views Iran as an existential threat, particularly due to its nuclear program. Mutual animosity has led to decades of proxy conflicts between the two entities. Assassinations, cyber attacks, and covert operations define the relationship more than open warfare. These actions, rather than direct confrontation, characterize their long-standing animosity. Iran's involvement in Syria has contributed to escalating regional tensions. Support for militant groups near Israel has further intensified regional conflicts. Progress in Iran's nuclear program has heightened concerns and increased international scrutiny. Iran's support for Hezbollah in Lebanon poses a significant threat to northern Israel. Israeli airstrikes against Iranian troops in Syria aim to prevent a long-term military presence. Cyber attacks are increasing, and Iran's nuclear ambitions remain a critical concern. An all-out war involves direct, sustained, and large-scale military engagement between opposing nations. Unlike proxy or shadow conflicts, all-out war signifies overt and comprehensive military confrontation. An Israeli strike on Iranian nuclear facilities or an Iranian missile barrage against Israeli cities could trigger an all-out war. Both countries possess advanced missile and air defense systems. Iran has thousands of missiles and drones capable of reaching Israel. Israel has a multi-layered missile defense system: Iron Dome, David's Sling, Arrow. The Persian Gulf and Eastern Mediterranean represent potential theaters for naval skirmishes. Iran may attempt to disrupt Israeli or Western shipping lanes in these strategic waterways. The Strait of Hormuz is a critical choke point where such disruptions are most likely to occur. A direct ground invasion is improbable. However, Iranian-backed groups may open new fronts on Israel's borders. Hezbollah in Lebanon and militias in Syria and Iraq are likely to launch rockets and infiltrations. These actions would represent a significant escalation of regional tensions and conflict. Countries intensify cyber warfare efforts to cripple each other's infrastructure. Power grids, water supplies, and communication systems are primary targets in cyber warfare. Sophisticated cyber warfare techniques are employed to compromise critical infrastructure. The United States, as Israel's principal ally, could become directly involved in the conflict. Regional actors such as Saudi Arabia and the UAE might be drawn in to support or contain the conflict. Russia and Turkey could also become involved to support or contain the conflict. War on this scale would have devastating consequences, especially in urbanized areas. Civilian casualties could number in the thousands due to highly urbanized populations. Critical infrastructure destruction would exacerbate humanitarian crises. Disruption to oil and gas flows can send shockwaves through the world economy. The Strait of Hormuz is a critical choke point for global oil and gas transport. Increased energy prices and potential recession are consequences of disrupted oil and gas flows. A full-scale war in the Middle East would fundamentally alter the region's balance of power. Existing alliances could fracture, and Sunni-Shia rivalries might intensify. Nuclear proliferation could accelerate if Iran is attacked over its nuclear program. Preventing large-scale conflict relies on continuous diplomatic engagement and effective crisis management. Confidence-building measures, arms control agreements, and regional security frameworks can significantly reduce international tensions. The key challenge is identifying and implementing strategies for peaceful coexistence among nations.